Hello again, welcome to my channel, Vig Says Creates. Thank you for coming back and visiting my channel and watching this video. This is going to be a very short, simple tutorial on how to make a card using some cute little creature stamps. So I received this little, this cute little stamp set from Clearly Besotted, which is a brand I really like, from Mr. Vig Says, for Christmas. And it's these cute little llamas, and it's got No Probllama, you know you can do it, I'm here for you, hi, need a friend, XO. So what I've done is I have stamped, well, my plan is I've got one random 5-inch square black card blank, and I've cut this down to 4 3/4 inches, and then I've stamped out 2 of the llamas in Memento Tuxedo black ink, which is a dye ink, which is perfect for using with alcohol markers. So I had a little look on Google because I really like llamas and alpacas. I think they're really cute, but I didn't know what colours to do. And Google showed me that they come in loads of different colours: white, grey, black, brown. So I've picked up this tri-blend marker out of my stash, which is a gold brown blend mix, so which has got GB1, GB5 and GB10, so gold brown. So I swatched them out on this little bit of scrap paper, so I could get an idea of the colours, and then I'm just gonna colour this and see what happens. And as you can see, there's quite a difference in the colours there. There's quite a big jump. So if it was like GB1, GB2, GB3, they'd be much more down this end of the spectrum. But, you know, we've got GB10, which is quite dark. But from the pictures of llamas, they come in all different colours. And, you know, it's a card and they're cute. So that can be any colour I want them to be. So how am I going to start? I think that this one, I think I'm going to do this one will have a light face. So I'm going to colour the whole face in this lightest colour. And then what's the next one? So GB1, GB5. So see, GB5 is quite a big jump. So I think I'm going to give him a little bit of a shadow, because it looks to me like his little hair is sort of coming out a little bit. So I think that would leave a little bit of a shadow on his little forehead or forehead. If you're from where I am, my neck of the woods, we call it forehead, but forehead. So I've done that, and then I'm just going to blend that out a bit so it's not as harsh a contrast. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. And then what else am I going to do? It's probably going to have quite, maybe he'll have dark feet. Give him some dark feet. Maybe he'll have dark and medium coloured feet. So I'm just sort of playing, really. There's no particular major plan. I'm just sort of having a little play. There's a bit of shadow here, I hope. Yeah, because of the way the light is. I haven't got any lighting set up. This is just natural light, and it's sort of mid-morning the time I'm filming this. And so this is a tri-blend brush marker. If you've watched one of my my monochromatic rose tutorial, that was using a bullet tip tri-blend marker, but this is a brush tip, which is still quite stiff and it has a very fine point, but it's quite different to work with. As you can see, you might be able to see, I've gone out over the edges a little bit on this little feet there, but it's not major. But I might go over that with an alcohol, a colourless blender, which is basically like an eraser or a rubber for alcohol markers. But one thing I know about alpacas is that they're quite, and llamas, they're quite fluffy. So I think I'm going to do some like fluffy bits. So I'm going to like flick. I'm going to try and do it in the same direction. So I'm thinking this one's going to be like quite light, but with some sort of golden brown fluffy bits. I'm going with my medium colour now, which again is quite a bit darker. It doesn't have to be completely even, because that's not what creatures are like, are they? They don't tend to have like perfectly even fluffs. I think this is giving it like a little bit of a rounded look. Try not to go onto his little face. I'll go back and do some lighter colour there. Some lighter fluffs. I think that looks quite cute. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So, shall I make the other one the same colour, or shall I make them a different colour? I think I'm going to stick with the same. Am I going to stick with the same colour? Or am I going to change my mind on the spot? Let's have a look. I have some earth brown. Digging into my bag of goodies. None of them are brown. Gold brown, that's what I've just got. Earth brown. Okay, so I've got an earth brown blend. It's a different one here. So this is earth brown blend EB1, EB4 and EB7. So EB1, oh, EB4 and EB7. So these, as you can see, they're very different colours, so this would differentiate it quite a bit. So yeah, I think that's what I'll do. So his little friend who's asking if he needs, so I'm thinking this one's going, need a friend? No Probllama. So again, let's do his little face. let's follow the same pattern of putting a bit of shadow around the edges, because I'm thinking his fluffs are going to be protruding. He might have a bit of a shadow under his chin as well. And then I'm going to blend that darker colour out to get a nice smooth blend so it's not as noticeable. Or no harsh lines. I think that's worked quite nicely. And then I think I'm going to go for the same kind of effect because I think that looks really cute. So this is the lightest one, so we're going to go again this sort of flicking motion. I think it's best to sort of pick away, either like flicking away like I'm doing or flicking towards, and then stick with it really to get it looking quite similar. That's what I tend to do anyway. As I've said before in other videos, I'm no expert, but I love cute little critters, stamps like this. I just think they're so fun and cute, and you know, if I've got a friend that's going through a tough time, you know, to just give them this and just, you know, say I'm here for you kind of thing. You know, that's the idea of this type of card. And it's tough times. It's tough times at the moment. It's the 3rd of January is the day I'm filming this. I'm not sure when I'm going to post it, but not going to be too far into the future. And obviously, yeah, it's tough times for people all over the world with COVID and stuff. We've just had Christmas, which has been very different for people. Not too much different for my little family, me and my mister. And we had my mum over, and I spoke to my dad and my nan via the wonders of the internet, which was nice, but unfortunately didn't get to. Usually we would have like a family gathering where we all get together at some point over the period, but with my in-laws, but unfortunately we weren't able to do that in the UK because of the restrictions. So it was just me and my mister and my mama who's in my bubble. Oh, I think that they would have darker feet, but kind of seems to me like you would. Anyway, I hope you guys are all well. Hope you're enjoying this video. Please feel free to just leave comments, say what you enjoy, let me know. Obviously my channel's very new, so just let me know like the kind of things that you'd like me to see, that you'd like to see from me, and if I'm able to do that, then I'll show you. If you've got any questions, I'll try and answer them. I've had some I had a question on one of my recent videos, which I answered, so you know, I will try and get back to you. Look, I appear to be going more over with this one. This one's obviously going to be a bit more of a darker llama, but that's no problema. Hey, see what I did there? I'm just varying the little splodges and his little fluffs. I think that's pretty much done, to be honest. I think that's really cute. As I say, I use alcohol markers, and for those that aren't familiar with that, they do this. They bleed through to the back of the card, which is perfectly normal, which is why I'm colouring it on that. I'm just going to try and find my colourless blender. go. So my colourless blender by, again, Spectrum Noir Illustrator. So these are tri-blend, so 3 colours that have been specifically chosen to blend together. And the Illustrator ones, which are the first ones that I got, you get one very thin end and you get a brush end. And as I said, a blender, when I first started, I thought that a blender meant, oh, that blends 2 colours together, but that's not what it's actually for. And I've shown you how to sort of just blend 2 colours together. But what it is really useful for is erasing any little errors. What it sort of does is it pushes the colour through to the back of the paper. It's quite magic, really. It doesn't always do it 100%, but it often is enough. And I think in this case that's worked. So at the moment, there you go, you can see, bring it right up, there's like some little shadows there, but that's because it's still wet. I think once that's dried, that's going to have worked really well because it wasn't very dark. Maybe if I'd gone majorly over the lines with this dark colour, it might not have got it all out, but for that there, it looks like it has. So my plan was to, I can move this out of the way now, to just mount this onto there. Really simple. But then I was thinking, because of the colours that I'm using and because I've got this pack of card handy, I might do a little matte and layer type thing. So let me just have a look through my card stash. So there's these 2 colours here which are quite similar to the alpacas. See? I keep calling them alpacas, they're llamas. That one's more similar to that and that one's more similar to that. So what I would do in this sort of situation is just test out, I put a little border there and then think, oh, well, that looks quite nice. It just adds a little extra bit of something to it. You don't need to do that, but it just adds a little bit of extra something. Or should I use this one? So I would do this. Okay. There. I think they both look nice, but I think I'm leaning more towards that. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to do. So because I had cut this to 4 3/4, I'm going to cut this down to 4.5 inches square and make this 4 3/4. So I'll quickly grab my trimmer. If I move the camera up a bit, you should be able to see better what I'm doing. So we're gonna go, and I love this because the marks on it that you can see are 1/4 inches, so it's really easy. So for 4 3/4, I'll go there, make sure it's flat, hold down that, and it's so crisp. The cut is so crisp, I just love it. So 4 3/4. And then this was, let me just check. Yeah, so this was 4 3/4. So I'm now going to make this 4.5. So I need to, in order for it to be even, because I'd positioned them all so that it was even, I'm going to take off an 1/8 of an inch. So an 1/8 of an inch off the right hand side and the left hand side. And shall I just take 1/4 of an inch off the top? I think so. So 4 1/4. That would be there. Right. Just check because I can sometimes be a bit funky with my measurements. So 5, 4, 3. No, it's 4.5, isn't it? Yeah. See, I thought that looked like too much. You know, and I'm not bad at maths, but I don't know. Sometimes you just have to double check these things. Yeah. There we go. Move that back out of the way. I do keep a lot of scraps, but I think these are too tiny to do anything with, so they'll go. These will be kept. And to there, so we've got 5 inches, 4 3/4 inches, and 4.5 inch square. So I'm going to just quickly add those. And so I do use a variety of different mediums to stick things on, but I recently got this little Nuvo glue pen, glue roller thing. So it's quite handy, as in it's at hand and it is handy to use. So I shall use that. I've used that on something earlier today, hence why it's like literally right at hand. But I think one of the days I might do like a craft room show you around my craft room kind of thing, probably when it's a bit tidier, because we have just had Christmas and I'm the kind of person that I like everything to have its own place, and it usually does, but with Christmas and having to store presents and things, not everything's been put back in its proper place. Or so once it is though, I'll show you around my craft room, because I am quite an organised person, and I'll you know, if for anyone that sort of finds himself struggling with storing things, or would like some hints and tips on, or just to look at, you know, be nosy and think, oh, what's that person's craft room look like, I'm happy to show you mine in future. So again, sorry if my head gets in the shot in this one, but another little tip, if you know that you've measured, your measurements are correct, then you only technically have to line up either the top or the bottom, because it should be even. See, that's not on quite right, is it? That's a bit wonky. I don't know. Okay, that's good to know. So that's not that strong. Or maybe it's because I hadn't pushed it down fully. Put some more tape on, because I don't really want it to be coming off. So I don't know. Sometimes I think things are just, why don't things work the way that you think they'll work sometimes? It's very odd. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is hover my head right over, so it will get in the shot. But you saw me cutting that, didn't you? You saw me that I cut it all even, so I don't know why. And I've seen other people say that before, that if you know, you only have to line up like the bottom, because then the top will be the same, but clearly it wasn't on mine. I don't know why. Oh well, there you go. So yeah, that's a really cute little simple easy card that I'm quite pleased with. What I do if I use black is make a white inside. So let me just get a scrap of the same coloured white card and just make an inner for that. It's a bit small. Still here, just grabbing some more paper. So again, for this one, I'll use the same trimmer, and I'll just do it 1/4 of an inch shorter, so just to leave a small border. So that would be, it's 5 inch square, so 4 3/4 inches. Is that edge okay? This edge is a bit nicer, I think. So 4 3/4 inches, make sure it's all lined up properly. Snip. Four 3/4 inches. And let's go with the tape runner again because it's at hand. It is really handy to use actually. I've used these in the past, but I've got some from a pound shop, but you couldn't get refills for them, so I just thought, oh, that's a big waste of plastic once you've sort of used that, because if you can't refill it. But it looks like this is refillable by the looks of it. It's looking like you can pull that out, so if that is the case, I might actually do that, because I do try and be sustainable where I can. Obviously there's always more that can be done, but I sort of go by the do what you can with where you are at the time kind of ethos. Right, that's good enough for me. See, it's left a nice little margin, and then obviously people can write their own sentiment. Yeah, there you go. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give me a like, leave me a comment, and yeah, if you've got any tips to share with me, please feel free. As I say, I am a fairly new sort of card maker and paper crafter, so yeah, if you've got any tips for me, grand. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.